Citizens' Advice, The Making of a Documentary, Episode 2.
He's going to blame me. I know I'm not going home if they let me go. I could tell Mr. Rees she took that paper.
I'll make it up to her on her birthday.
I swear, if I see that smile on her
She
face
won't
again...
be the only one who's not going. We never had trips like that when I
What's
was
with
I can do about it.
the silent treatment,
There
eh?
goes the scene on the beach with the sun in his hair and that look back in his eyes.
Hello. Good morning. Now if you would just like to remain in line, please. I need to give you all numbers, then you can take a seat, okay?
Oh, see if he doesn't. I can't remember.
She's not
I wonder where
daft.
she is now.
Look at all the other people in the waiting room.
Happy?
They've all got
I wonder what she's
problems.
doing
What?
now.
Cheeky grin.
She saw the
You've got to
catalogue.
sort these problems out.
If she wants to play silly
Why should I give a
buggers,
toss what
well,
Kim and Sonia
I'm not
got or
joking.
not? Please they don't. If they come round, I can just not open the door. Shit. What if they come round when Macca's round? Can I just not open the door? I have to let them in. Maybe they can just walk into the house and take what they want.
How long to wait do you think I will have to before I see someone?
No, I haven't paid attention. I don't drive. You've been here before then?
Oh, it was some time ago. I saw a tall man with glasses.
How can we help?
Well, I'm not sure where to begin.
At the start?
Well, I'm not sure about where that is. I think I'm in a vicious circle.
Oh?
Well, I received a letter from the bank, a statement, and I think, oh, wait a minute. I think they've got me confused with someone else. So I ring them up to ask why they've sent me someone else's statement. I eventually get to speak to a person. Oh, she sounds like a child, and she informs me it is my statement. And she becomes tearful and asks me, Mrs. Patel, are you sitting down? And she begins to inform me, as if I've got cancer or something. She tells me, Mrs. Patel, someone's stolen your identity. My identity? And she keeps crying and asking me if I'm feeling okay.
Oh?
So I hear nothing from them until 2 weeks later. I receive a letter with the same statement, and they're now asking me to pay the outstanding balance by... So I ring them. But now, there are no more customer service tears. 1 minute, they're saying ID theft, and the next minute they're telling me that I've been pretending to be someone, pretending to be me, and they may involve their fraud team.
Oh dear.
I explained to him that I'd not dream of purchasing such items, and if I was pretending to be someone, pretending to be me, I think I'd do a better job of it. All I get is the, oh yes, Mrs. Patel, oh really, Mrs. Patel, of course, Mrs. Patel, talking to me like I'm some stupid...
Mrs. Patel?
Some stupid old woman.
What is it about these purchased items
You're not listening to me.
I am listening, Mrs. Patel.
I didn't purchase them.
I'm not saying you did, I'm just asking.
Does it really matter what I didn't purchase?
Possibly.
Well, I'd rather not say.
Oh?
Come in. And how are you today? I haven't seen you. Oh, I feel like I haven't seen you for ages.
Just about okay, thank you.
Just about? Oh, that'll do, I suppose. Now, what finally happened with that watercolour?
Oh, she put it up for auction.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I bet that were exciting. People bidding for something that's yours. Did you go?
I couldn't make it. Hilary went along. I think she got a bit of a thrill from it, actually.
Oh. So, why have you asked to see me, you may ask?
Yes. Why have you asked to see me?
Well, as you... Oh, by the way, have you met the new member of staff, Mabe? I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. Our new New Zealander.
Sort of.
Well, she's into her rugby and not just the players.
As I said before, I'm not actually a native New Zealander. My parents moved there when I was...
Well, anyway, she's looking forward to meeting you. So, you know a documentary is being made about the Bureau? Isn't it marvellous? And training,
No.
Hold on. Training being one of the crucial elements of the organisation.
They want to record me?
Training is a part of our day-to-day activities, in which we can set out for the public our aims and principles. It's partly why we're doing this documentary.
I really don't think I should be recorded.
It's not specifically you. It's a training session in which you do some training. I see you've got a session with Javad coming up.
People will make assumptions.
What? Oh.
There. You see?
What? Sorry. That came out all wrong there. I meant to say... Oh? Oh?
No. You definitely said, oh.
Well, I'm sorry if it sounded like... Oh. I meant to say, oh. And that is what I am saying. Oh? So, what do you mean? People will make assumptions.
People will only hear my voice.
Well, it is the radio. Oh. Oh. What do you mean?
Only my voice. They won't be able to see me. I still haven't got very far with my voice training yet.
What do you mean?
People are going to assume...
Assume?
They're going to assume that I am a man.
Oh. Oh. Or not?
The whole of the Bradford and Leeds area will think that I'm a man and don't want to feel all those... I don't want to feel people hearing my voice and thinking...
Oh. Well, I understand. Maybe they could speed up the recording.
What?
We'll use your name a lot.
Oh, why change the habit of a lifetime?
What? Oh, that's not true.
What? You never use it all the years I've worked here. I wonder sometimes.
Wonder?
For example, you haven't used my name once since I came into your office,
Now, Linda, that wasn't me. That was the director.
What?
It was her idea, you know, so the listeners, they'd be intrigued by what we were talking about.
And you went along with it?
Well...
What exactly? Pandering to people's baser assumptions.
Oh, very good. Baser assumptions. Oh, never mind. No.
I'm not sure the Citizens Advice Bureau should be a party to encouraging people to be intrigued by assumptions.
No. And that's another very good reason. That is the reason why you should be in the programme. Exactly why, yes. Exactly why, yes. You should not only be in the programme, Linda. You should be an integral part of it. You are sending out a message to the listeners. Tolerance and difference are what we are about. We are the Citizens Advice Bureau. Making people question their assumptions? Challenging them? Empowering those people for whom gender is some kind of... Oh, now listen, Linda. You would be standing up against intolerance and bigotry.
Oh, I don't know, Liz.
are sorry, but all our customer service agents are busy at the moment. Please hold, and we will answer your call as soon as possible. Thank you for waiting. Please continue to hold and we will answer your call as soon as possible. Or you may prefer to call back later. Our opening times are from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m, Monday to Friday. We are sorry, but all our customer service agents are busy at the moment. Please hold, and we will answer your call as soon as possible.
This is an impartial, confidential service, Mrs. Patel. There's no need to worry about being judged. Everything you tell me is confidential.
Cox.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
Cox.
Clocks?
Yes, Cox.
Clocks.
Over £2,000 worth of them.
2,000. Oh.
At my age. How can they think that I'd pretend to be someone else pretending to be me? At my age. And then purchase over £2,000 worth of...
£2,000 worth?
Yes. Not that I don't want to know the time.
Right.
I do want to know the time. It's not that I don't want to know the time. Don't misunderstand me.
Mm-hmm. Has your credit card or debit card been stolen, Mrs. Patel? Are you okay?
I'm all right. The Mrs. Patel you see here, sat before you, is all right.
Okay, well, has your card been stolen?
I have it here in my bag. Oh. I'm sure I put it in here last night before... It's been sat in the drawer since. Oh. I never took the thing out of the envelope until our anniversary. I'd never bothered with it.
Don't worry, it's okay, Mrs. Patel, it's fine, really.
I've left it at home.
What
are you looking at me like that for?
I'm not, sorry.
That look on your face.
Mrs. Patel, I'm just going to step outside for a while. I won't be long. Would you like me to get you a drink or something while I'm out?
No, thank you. Where are you going?
I'm just going to look up some information and give you a chance to get some letters out. Any letters that you have concerning the matter. I won't be long.
Sorry about the wait. Having a few problems with the information system. Computers and...
That's okay.
Okay, well, the situation your uncle and his family are living in is what is called statutory overcrowding.
Oh.
See, according to the law, your family are living in overcrowded housing. I mean, I know it sounds peculiar for the law to define it, but...
عم بقول إنه مكان عيشتك مخالف قانونيا لأنه فيه عجقة سكانية.
But when considering whether there is a legal obligation to be housed, I need to be asking you about how you got into this situation. Whether it's your, whether it's his choice. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, I know, but not really the right word. It's what's called intentional homelessness. Now this is...
الخطوة الثانية عم بقول إنه الشخص ممكن ينعاد أو يعيد إسكانه إذا اختار إنه يكون مشرد.
If a person can be held responsible for the situation, might be closer to it. The local authorities don't have a responsibility.
احنا ما احنا مشردين.
طبعا عمي نحن مش مشردين بس كمان يعني.
What is he?
Well, my uncle says they're not homeless.
Well, maybe not literally, but I mean...
They have a home.
احنا دائما في عنا بيت اللي هو وطننا بس ما احنا عايشين هناك للأسف.
They'll always have a home. It's just that they don't live there.
But what kind of accommodation was your home?
عم بسأل شو نوع سكنك؟
شو قصده؟
What do you mean?
Did they live in rented accommodation?
شو سالك؟
عم بسأل محل ما كنت عايش.
إيه كان وطننا.
Was he the owner-occupier?
Owner-occupier?
Yes. Did he own the home?
Oh yeah, it was their home.
Yes, their home, yes. But did they own the property?
عم بيسأل إذا كنتوا تملكوا بيتكم من قبل.
Did they get into mortgage arrears? Were you evicted because of mortgage arrears?
ليش انطردتوا عم بقول؟ انطردتوا عشان قصرتوا بالدفع؟
I understand this is difficult for your uncle. Ask him if there was a court order because they did not pay the mortgage.
There was no mortgage.
Okay. Had they paid off the mortgage? Sorry, you've completely lost me here. If they'd paid off the mortgage, how did they...
There never was a mortgage. My uncle built their home.
Really? Self-build? Well, right. So they own the home. He built it, and now? Well, did they have to sell the property?
Oh, no.
No. So they still own the property?
Oh, no.
Well, they must still own the property if they didn't sell it. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
هذا هو وطننا دائما وراح يظل وطننا. وزي ما بتحكوا بالإنجليزي home is where the heart is. هذا المكان اللي زوجتي خلفت أولادها على الأرض اللي أبوي وجدي عاشوا من قبل وكأنه قطعة من جسمي راحت منا.
My uncle's house, it was demolished.
Oh, demolished?
Demolished.
Well, were it structurally unsound?
عم بيسأل إذا البيت كان غير صالح للسكن.
وشو قصده؟
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, were it condemned? Had your house been condemned by the authorities?
It had been condemned about 60 years ago, in a manner of speaking.
What?
Nothing. 5 years.
How long ago did you move out?
عم بيسأل إمتى تركتوا الدار.
قل له شهرين.
They moved out 2 months ago.
Well, I must admit this is confusing me. But never mind, we'll get there in the end. So you, or they, lived in a condemned house for 5 years. How long ago did you receive the notice to leave?
عم بيسأل إمتى إجاكم إنذار الإخلاء.
والله أنا ما فاهم عليه عمي. أنت فاهم عليه عمي؟
لحظة. He doesn't understand.
Okay, how much notice were they given to leave their home before it was demolished?
بده يعرف عمي قديش أعطوك وقت إنذار لتخلي البيت قبل ما يدمروه.
احكي له يا عمي.
15 minutes.
What? Does he understand my question?
Oh yes, we understand your question. My uncle was woken at 5 in the morning by the sound of bulldozers and tanks. And they told them through a megaphone that he, my auntie, my cousins, all had 15 minutes to get what they could and vacate or face the consequences.
What? Well, this sounds highly irregular, if not illegal. I mean, I've heard some dreadful cases of heavy-handed bailiffs, but this is...
One of his neighbours was not so fortunate. He was in a wheelchair.
Wait a minute. Just hold on there. Did you say tanks?
Oh, yes.
The sound of bulldozers and tanks?
That's what woke him.
What kind of tanks?
What kind of tanks are there?
Many.
Well, he was woken by the kind of tanks that are camouflaged and armoured and fire high explosive shots.
Where did your uncle used to live?
He's still living in the same place, Israel.
What? Where?
Israel.
I see. Right. Well, right. Well, no wonder I was getting confused. Though I am still a bit confused.
It's not the first time. في أقول له؟
قل له يا عم قل له.
It's not the first time. Their home has been demolished. My uncle had applied for a permit to build on their land many times.
And this took place in the borders of Israel?
Yes.
Not occupied Palestine?
No, Israel. My uncle's family home had been demolished before this recent time. I was living there then. I can tell you what happened. راح أخبر ديفيد تاريخ التدمير.
خبره يا عمي خبره.
5 years ago, they came without warning, police and soldiers with bulldozers. My uncle locked the door. The soldiers threw tear gas through the window and broke down the door. They tied Uncle Yusuf's hands so tight behind his back they swelled, and they beat him, and they did the same to their son. His wife, my auntie, was hit in the head with a rifle butt. Female soldiers dragged their little daughters out of their home by their hair. My auntie ended up in hospital, and their home was demolished without time to save their belongings. But like anyone would do, like you would do, they salvaged what they could from the ruins and did not give up.
Yes.
You see, they had no choice then but to live in a tent on their land. And they began to rebuild the house as soon as my aunt was released from hospital. 2 months later, when the house was nearly finished, the army and police came again in the night and threatened to shoot anyone who moved, including the Israeli peace activists who were there helping. They demolished the house again.
No.
Yes. His children, my cousins, are, how can I say, they fell into a trauma. My uncle, as you can see, well, he's mentally not strong now.
And is that when they moved into your father's?
No, it was not possible then. They started again.
What, rebuilding?
Yes. They did it. They rebuilt their house with the help of others, and they made it into a home again. A home. After nearly 2 years, they finally finished it and moved in. The following day, the Israeli security forces came, and I've told you what happened after that. How can this happen to my uncle and auntie and their children? They harmed no one.
Well, how? How? Okay, right. I'll I'm just going to have a chat with my colleagues and I'll look up some information. I'll try not to be too long, okay?
Okay. راح يشوف معلومات بخصوص الوضع تبعك مبين عليه فهم عن وضع هدم البيوت بركي ساعدنا.
I'll be with you in a bit, Sahida. Hello? Hold on. Oh, we're just waiting for Chandra, because this client needs someone who speaks Gujarati. So we'll have to explain to him that number 6 hasn't jumped the queue. It's just we haven't got an interpreter free at this moment in time, OK?
Sure.
Yes. Number 5? OK. Thank you. So, Zahida, what have you got today? Let's hope it's not as bad as the one you got stuck with yesterday. Ah, Linda! You just missed Mabe. She's sitting in on an interview. She'll be back soon.
Thanks. I can't actually. I've got to. Paul!
Yes? Linda?
He was a difficult one, Stella.
That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Excuse me. This goes for everyone, actually, if you don't mind. Thank you. Now, don't forget to put your names down on the list for the debt training, looking at new legislation on bailiff's powers.
Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you. As you were.
This is straightforward ID theft. This poor woman doesn't know whether she's coming or going. I don't think she's ever had a credit card before. She's a bit bewildered.
Credit? Huh, what fun. Take a seat.
At least she's brought in the documents.
Mabe! Linda! Oh, she was here a minute ago. I just bumped into her in the corridor. She got something in her eye. Off to get some eye wash. Oh. Whereabouts in New Zealand is Linda from? She doesn't really talk about her past much. I think the past is something she wants to put behind her. She's been going through these, changes for some time. Anyway, tea and a biscuit.
Please don't be concerned about... Mrs. Patel, everything you say is confidential.
Cox.
Pardon?
Cox.
Clocks?
Yes, clocks.
OK, so...
Over £2,000 worth of them.
A lot of clocks.
At my age. How can you think that I'd pretend to be someone else pretending to be me? At my age. And then purchase over £2,000 worth of...
Clocks?
Yes. Not that I don't want to know the time. I do want to know the time. It's not that I don't want to know the time. Don't misunderstand me.
Would you like me to get you a glass of water, Mrs. Patel?
I'm all right. The Mrs. Patel you see here, sat before you, is all right.
Has your credit or debit card been stolen?
I have it here in my bag. Oh. I'm sure I put it in here last night before... It's been sat in the drawer since. Oh. I never took the thing out of the envelope until our anniversary. I'd never bothered with it.
It's OK, Mrs. Patel. I don't need to see the card. Have you got any letters from your bank or creditors?
Oh, I've left it at home. What are you looking at me like that for?
Sorry?
That look on your face.
There isn't any particular look on my face, Mrs. Patel. Can I get you a glass of water?
No, thank you. Where are you going?
I'm just going to look up some information. Are you sure you wouldn't like a drink, Mrs. Patel? OK.
Mrs. Patel, played by Alison Marks. Zahida, played by Mez Galeria. Abby and Clients, played by Sue Arloff. Stella, Maeve and Joan, played by Eleanor Oxbury Breakwell. Amy, played by Libby Wattis. Walid, played by Mo Rabi. Yusuf, played by Mohammed Al-Jarrah. David, played by David Peel. Liz and Clients, played by Dee Shepherd. Linda and Clients, played by Steve Arloff. Waiting Clients, Leroy Scott, Pete Chapman, Julie Bowley. Written by Jeff Find. Foley, sound design and mixing, Samuel Stocks and Beach Pilkington. Editing, Samuel Stocks. Original music by Athol Ransom. Thanks to Tim Peck. Waiting music, Shostakovich's Hamlet, Opus 116. Special thanks to Professor Uri Davis for support and advice. Special thanks to Mill Pond Studios, Hebden Bridge.